Let's start, shall we? Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Keta, and if you're new here and you've never seen my face, I'd really appreciate it if you'd click the subscribe button down below for new content. So I have been a bit unwell, that's why this week there are no singing covers, but I went on my Instagram yesterday and I asked for Q&A questions. So I got a couple and I'm going to be answering them with you guys today. I've got my hot chocolate here. I am dressed warmly because Baridia Nairobi, by the way, it's not my sister or my brother. So yeah, I got the questions written down in my notebook and we're going to be going through them. Question number 1. What do you think about the phrase men are trash? Okay, so I'm not going to say anything that's a bit controversial because my thoughts on this are pretty mixed as well. So vile tunajua, there's some guys basically in Nairobi who just treat girls badly, and you know, they're just basically not good people. I agree and disagree with this phrase for multiple reasons, because sometimes I've seen people, close friends of mine, who are treated like princesses by the guys they're with. So I feel like the issue is, as girls, we tend to reduce our standards, which makes us believe that, oh, we have to go for a certain type of men, the men that we literally know are not good for us, and then we stay there and we're constantly like, oh, men are trash, men are trash. Of course, it's the guy's problem as well, because you can't really be a human being and not have human decency. So I feel like guys need to do better, and guys who say, oh, not all men are trash, then be the difference. Let's see the difference, instead of saying we shouldn't generalize. You should try being different from what people portray you as. So I'm kind of 50-50 with that phrase. I do believe that some guys just really need to be thrown in the bin, like, get out of here. But I also believe that as women, once you reach that point in time where you see the guy you're with is not for you, make the conscious decision to not stay in that situation, which is also something I struggle with. So that's my take on that. Okay, question number 2. What criteria do you use or look at when choosing the people in your circle? Okay, I'd like to say communication. For me, being my friend or being in any way related to me, you must be very good at communicating, because there's no way you're going to, like, you know, just not communicate how you're feeling. If I've wronged you, then please come forward and say, hey, by the way, I didn't like the way you talked to me when you did this and that and the other. And I'd be like, okay, cool, let's see how we can fix that. But if you're just not going to talk about it, then I guess it becomes a you problem and not a me problem. Something else I really look in my friendship circle is how you treat others, because I'm a very firm believer in how you treat others is going to, if it's going to be different with how you treat me. If you treat me like, oh, we're pals, you know, you treat me with kindness, with respect, but like with other people, even the simplest of people like your parents or your siblings, you're just a totally different person, then that's definitely going to raise, you know, red signals in my brain. Yeah, so I guess you just have to be respectful. I guess just respect everyone in general, everyone who's around you. I'd also say the way you speak to me when I talk about my dreams or talk about anything that interests me. There are people who can be very passive aggressive, who'd be like, oh, your little dream, oh, how's your little project coming along? That tends to come out as a bit more passive aggressive, as in the sense that yeah, you have this dream, but like, I really don't believe you can, you know, push forward with it. So I think that's one. I could go on and on and on, but I feel like I'd put those as my top 3: communication, respect, and just basically how supportive you are. And honesty. Yeah, I have to say honesty as well. Okay, time for question number 3. Do you think it's okay to have a good heart in this generation at such a time? It's definitely okay. I feel like people are so obsessed with this mentality of, oh, because they're toxic, hata mimi nitakuwa toxic pia. Like, yes, I understand being a person with a good heart in this time is very, very, very hard, because people tend to be pushing you all the time. They think just because you're a good person, you have a good heart, you have a good personality, they can push you around and it becomes, you know, ata atafanya kitu. But I feel like, don't conform to what the world wants you to be. It's very simple to just be like the rest. Be like, oh, there's one rotten egg, let the whole batch become rotten. But that's not the case. You can be the person who makes a change, and the people who are around you, who really appreciate you for who you are, will see the person you are and not just, you know, take you for granted. Also, as a person with a good heart, know how to set your boundaries. It's okay to say no to certain things. It's okay if that person who you thought you could trust gets mad at you and you decide to put boundaries, when you're like, oh, this doesn't work with me, and they get pissed, like, oh, okay, so now you're becoming sensitive. You're not becoming sensitive. And as someone who's an empath, it's very easy to just take all these things continuously, to take them until it comes to a point where it's like you're disrespecting yourself, and that shouldn't be the case. So if you're going to have a good heart, please have a good heart with boundaries, and have a good heart knowing that it's needed in the world. It's kind of like, just, you don't have to be evil for people to like you. Like, you don't have to, you know, because I feel like when people are dark, people who are dark and people who just like being horrid to other people, that darkness starts to build in them, or it was already in them. So it doesn't really, it's what they bring out. So when you bring light, when they see light, their natural instinct is just kill it. Like, that's not what we know, just step on it and it's going to be, you know, it dies. So protect your good heart. It's important to have a good heart in this time. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Next question, this is question number 4. What's your personality type? Okay, so I'm assuming this, I was told to answer it in both senses, like my personality type, who I am as a person, and what I look for in other people. So like in a romantic partner. So personally, I'm an ambivert, in the sense that, okay, an ambivert is someone who's both an introvert and an extrovert, but my extroverted side tends to come out more. So I tend to like to be around people and, you know, make friends and talk to people, but at the same time I'd like to value my own personal time and read a book, watch a movie, just settle in and be comfy. A time when I want to really meditate, think back on my own life without, you know, people being in my face. But my extroverted side is more I'm the person, honestly, I wouldn't know. I guess it also comes to you being like the friendship circle that I look in my friendship circle, look for in my friendship circle. Yeah, that's I don't think I can really go into detail, but just be kind, be respectful, have communication, my G, because there's no way we're both grown-ass people, we're both grown people, and you're not going to communicate and say what you want, say what you mean. We're not 5. Like, speak. If you don't want something, tell me. If you're like, oh, I don't want to be your friend anymore, just be like, yeah, I don't want to be your friend anymore, and I'll be like, cool, chill, let's go our separate ways. But if you're going to like really go round corners, that's not gonna work for me. Respect, I had said that before, I believe. Yeah, I think I just basically, I don't mind if you're an extrovert or an introvert, both work for me. Worst relationship experience. Okay, this one's kind of how to explain. Okay, I've only had one relationship, and okay, should I even call it a relationship, really? Gosh. I was informed too, and I was very naive. I guess that's what I can say about it. I was convinced, as someone who loves Holy with like her whole heart and stuff, I was convinced that this Form 2 boy was going to take me far, that we were going to travel places, that it was meant to be. But I think we were both at a stage in our life where we were very immature, still trying to discover ourselves, still having the wrong perception. I cannot talk today. Still having the wrong perception of relationships and how they should function. So we were just winging it a lot. And I guess in the long run, oh, that one ended sourly. Like, we don't even talk right now. If he ever sees this video, gosh. Anyways, we don't talk. I should probably like tell the story someday, but I don't know. So it was my worst relationship experience because I was still navigating my life, and I thought I was grown, I was mature, I know what I'm doing. But nah, that's not the case. Yeah, if I could change time, I definitely not go to that relationship, because there are a lot of things I lost in myself while trying to please the other person. So yeah, that was my worst relationship experience.